We're going to move on to page 6. If you noticed on the very first page we showed you was the year calendar, and it said, fill 1 month, then follow up, then focus, and then facilitate. Okay, this is where we're going to cover right now is those things, how we're going to do that. So on page 6, the 4 F's of leading a growth group. The first one is the fill up. This is the month when we do not meet as growth groups, but we're filling our growth groups. And at that, at church, you invite those you serve with and be at the growth group info table before and after the services. I have a dream, and we'll see if it happens. I would like to do either a video of different growth groups sometimes, like what's going to happen. Like maybe I'll get together with someone and say, hey, you're doing this growth group. I just need to videotape you for a little bit. I'd like to do a videotape, pop it up there during the announcements, and maybe say, this is John. And John would say, hey, I'm John Whitehouse. This is what I'm doing, this, and this. This is my group. I'm taking guys. We're going out hiking, and we're going to go on an overnight camp out, and we're just going to have fun this summer. That's what I'm about. Okay? And then when that video gets done, I want John right beside me on the stage. And I want to say, hey, that was John. Here's John. He's going to be back here at the table signing people up. Make sure you stop in. Okay? And the Journey Church has done a lot of research on this, and they found out that when they put a video of someone up there or they put a person up there, they get a lot more sign-ups that day. And I think one of the reasons is because people can look at John and go, oh, he looks normal. I think I could relate to him. Okay? What do people think when they've never been in one, right? That it's going to be Moses, and he's going to have a robe and a white beard, and there's going to be a glow around his face, a Shekinah glow, and how can I relate to that guy, right? Is what they're going to think. But they're going to look at you and go, he looks like a guy. He's going to go out and get dirty and have fun, and he's a Christian. Hey, I can relate to him. And that's what I would like to do, okay? Really like to use you in that way. Another thing, too, is maybe have 2 or 3 people come up at once and just say, hey, no, this is John. He's doing this. This is Gary. This is Tom, or, whoever. And just say, this is what I want. This is what they're going to be teaching. These guys are going to be at the table. Okay? So I think it's very important, if you're going to be a growth group leader, that you're at the table. I think one of the things that I've maybe seen a little bit here is that, okay, it's Mitch's job to do all the recruiting and everything. It's not. It's your job to recruit people for your individual group. And it's up to you to help everyone also. If you're a growth group leader and you don't have a group that semester, come and work at the table anyway. Come and promote it. Talk to people. You find out, read and see what's in there. You might, Tom might know somebody who would fit right in with what John's wanting to do. Okay. Then you might go and say, hey, there's a group going on. I'm not leading it, but let me tell you what, I think you'd really like this. Okay. So it's up to all of us to get people involved. Something we need to do. So outside of the church, you invite friends, neighbors, and co-workers. One of the things that Nelson Searcy's church doesn't do, it's interesting, they don't allow people from outside of the church to be, from another church, I should say. If they're outside of the church, that's fine. But if they're a member of another church, they don't allow them to be members. And I'm not sure about that yet. I want to talk to one of the guys and ask him.
Hi, Mitch here. And just to clear up this question about people from other churches, should they be in our growth groups or not? I think not, for maybe 3 different reasons. One is there's just somewhat of a confusion factor if there's people from different churches. The second reason could be doctrinal differences. But the main reason would really be that we want to work with other pastors and have as great a relationship with them as we can. And we don't want to appear to be trying to steal people from their churches. Therefore, if someone from another church wants to be in a growth group, let them know that if their pastor would want to start growth groups, we will do what we can to help them get them off the ground. Thank you.
People select a group because of its location, day, time, and topic in that order. Now, it's hard to believe, isn't it? But that's what they found. So the location is first. I think that maybe in New York or Manhattan that might be more important than here, because that might be a lot further commute somewhere there. But the day and the time, of course, are important, and the topic. I think here topic weighs in pretty heavy, along with the day and the time, or along with the, that they can do it. And location, it probably isn't quite as critical here. But that's just what they found. And also, you want to secure a growth group coordinator for your group. You want to make sure that you have somebody for that. You don't have to have them before you start, but it would be ideal. If you have somebody that you already know that can do it, just do that. And then down below, there's a place, you don't have to do it now, but you can just list 4 people that you want to join your group. It's probably a good practice for everybody to do that. And even send that out to people that are going to come to your group. Say, hey, by the way, see if you can find, several people to come. Enlist them to ask other people to come. So the challenge is to ask one person who does not go to the Point Church to join your group. That's how we're going to grow the church, through small groups, is do that. Have you ever heard of the empty chair? Mm-hmm. Okay, where a group has everybody meets and you have 9 people, so you set up 10 chairs, and the whole meeting you look at that chair and you all know you could have invited someone to be there. And if somebody comes, there's a 10th one, then you set up the 11th chair. It's just some groups are more outreach like that than others, but for some groups that might be just a good way to go. Any questions on the fill-up? Okay, I just want to challenge you to become really involved in that. The other thing, too, is I've got this idea. If people don't sign up to help at the table here, and eventually I'm going to have sign-ups for that, if people don't sign up to work at the table, then I probably won't use them up front. I mean, it's just only fair. I want to be able to say, this person's going to be back there at the table. And if they don't sign up to help at the table, then I probably won't use them up front. It's just because you need to be involved. I want to encourage you to be involved. So follow-up. This is not necessarily totally, but it's kind of the first month of the growth group. Point number 2, follow-up. Sunday sign-ups from the services and the growth group info table are sent to you on Mondays. You get an email every Monday from me. Generally around noon I get them. And right after I get them, by 3 or 4 in the afternoon at the latest, hopefully, you're going to have an email of who's in your group. I want to let you know. The online sign-ups, you'll receive an auto email. I'll get it, and I'll pop it to you, and you'll get it that way. We have it on the webpage where I will be listing the groups coming up, and people can go there and click, and they can actually sign up on the webpage, which is kind of cool. Immediate follow-up. Email with all pertinent info is something that we want to do. Is if you get somebody in your group, send them an email right away. And a lot of people... Go ahead.
Sorry. Is there some kind of template that you can send out, like with all pertinent? Is there some way to do it that says, hey, this way is the best way to follow up with someone?
Yeah. Kim, could you take some notes for me? Could you do that? Just a template for that, for follow-up, that I can get that out. That's something that that will come out to you on like the weekly email. You'd say, hey, by the way, here's a template. If you want to get with people, you can say, just fill in the blanks. Good point. Good point. I will do that. Pre-group communication, at least one phone call and reminder email right before the first meeting. So important. How many times have I called people the night before and they say, oh, I'm so glad you called me. I forgot about it. Or the day, I email them the day before. Never had anybody get angry because they signed up for it. Mm-hmm. Ongoing communication, minimum of 2 weekly emails. And remember, don't take them off the email list unless they ask you to. So the challenge is don't let anyone slip through the cracks. There are people that are going to sign up for your group at church, and they're going to be driving home and go, what in the world did I just do? I don't want to go and be around people, and that is so intimidating to me. I am so terrified. And they might not come to the group the whole semester. Okay? The next semester, they might come once or twice, and then they won't come back. The next semester, they might come. So we have to just keep that in mind. That's how people are. We think that Christians are like seasoned Christians like maybe we are. A lot of people are just searching, and they're very intimidated by going to a small group. Okay? Another thing, too, just in case you ever think about it or get the chance or in your small groups, there's some videos out there that depict like the worst possible case scenario for a small group, and I always thought they were kind of funny and they were kind of cute, and then, to show that that's not what they're really like. But according to CIRCE's research, that's the worst thing we can do. Don't show them the worst possible scenario. You know what I'm saying? So like if there's the video from Heck, where people come up, it's on YouTube, and they knock on the door, and they come in, and the people, it's just like a guy's in a white robe, and, it's like everything you'd be scared to death of. They're quoting from the sticky pages of the Bible and asking you to look up something in Ecclesiastes or something, That's just going to alienate people more than it's going to draw them. It's going to say, aha, I confirm my fears. That's how those people think. Now, we don't think like that, but they do. So we want to go the other direction. If you see me doing anything, it's going to be from the positive side, okay? And so as a team, let's just think positive like that. Where am I at? Am I at focus? 3. Focus. That's where I thought. That's pretty much the second month. You pray for your group and the individuals who sign up. You have a plan for your lesson and take a place for your group to meet. Second thing you do, I should say, not the second month. And also, you lead the group through the growth group covenant and syllabus, which we'll be talking about here later. Aaron?
Are we going to talk more about the lessons and content for the group?
Yeah.
Later?
I'm going to give you a template, and during that time, if you have questions, if it's not deep enough in what we're talking about, then let me know. But I think the template will give you an idea. It's a good question. Okay, so lead the growth group through the growth group covenant and syllabus, which we will be covering. So the challenge for focus number 3 is place your growth group members list in a place where you'll see it every day, so you can pray for them.